Hello everyone, welcome back to Phantom Abyss. This is going to be my opinion straight to the devs or anyone who's listening of the beta, the 1.0 beta that came out for the weekend. This is going to be hopefully not too long. Just going to run down. I did a run on, Master Mode, Abyss Master Mode, just as background, but it also shows a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, so... First things first, let's just talk about my overall experience with it so far. It's been extremely fun. A lot of things I've loved about it. There is some little things that I've do not like about it, but it's nothing end of the world-ish, in my opinion at least. Not like some of the other people that complain. So, first I'm going to talk about daily mode, which is my bread and butter. That's pretty much my daily content on Phantom Abyss. I've done, what, 102, 103 dailies now so far, and recorded and published everything, so that's good. The first daily I did was incredibly hard, having the added challenges. I love it, but some of those challenges, man, having that 5-second to dash thing as your first daily on the new beta, and the first time you started learning the dash mechanic, that sucked so much, but it brute forced me to try and learn it. The only problem I have with the dash mechanic coming in so late is us veteran players. Now, I'm not nearly as veteran as some of the other players, but I have been playing this for 6 months pretty much every day, so the only problem I've had with that, the dash mechanic coming in this late, is that our muscle memory, especially people that have played since the release, our muscle memory does not have dash in mind or ingrained in our system yet. So forcing us to do that dash every 5 seconds really messes with my brain, man. And even a lot of my videos, there's still probably about 6 or 7 videos that I haven't released yet that I've recorded pre-recorded. You'll see a lot of my runs. I do a complete run without remembering, or suddenly remembering at the end that I can dash. It was a struggle. I am getting better, a little bit better. Learning smooth movement mechanics with it is still a little difficult. I did a full complete run with a super dash also, which I think is... I don't know if they balanced it a little bit better since the showcase, but I do believe it's pretty good. There was a worry that you'd be able to fly with it, and you are able to fly with it. There's crosswinds, something that a lot of people complain about, but you are still able to sort of fly with extremely right conditions, crosswind being one of them. But we'll get to that a little bit later when I talk about some positive negatives and stuff. So, but yeah, as far as I know, the super dash is pretty well balanced. I don't think it's too overpowered. There is a reason why you risk playing with super dash. You are slower overall because you don't have super speed, or the slidey thing. But as far as I've seen, not a lot of people playing with the ice whoop yet. So, but other than that, as I said, most of the runs that I've recorded so far has been pretty well. There's one that really, really sucked, and at the end of the video, you should see, it's not the exact run. I think my exact run went even worse than this one, but it sucked so much, which I think it's the Ivy Whip Temple. It is so bad what they did with Master Filer. Now, I still don't know if that's just a level 3 Master Filer, but oh my god, it's terrible, man. He's not usable. But anyway, Eyeball, he has been fixed somewhat. His hitbox is still a little big, but not... I'm able to slide on the rim, which was one of my worst problems. The fact that he doesn't spawn in front of you all the time anymore is a freaking miracle. I love it. Other Guardian, we've got... what's the guy? The red guy. I call them Red God, Green God, and... what's it? Eyeball. So I give them completely other names, so... I have Agni and stuff. But Red God, as I call him, he... Devour, that's his name, or something like that. The only problem that I have with him is he feels way too fast sometimes, but I think they mentioned something about him having the ability to dash. That might be why he feels so fast, but maybe put a little longer cooldown on that dash, because especially when you get to the level 3 version of him, you cannot outrun him even with Lightning Whip. You have to juke him all the way. One of my recordings, I think it was yesterday's daily. No, it wasn't the daily. It was a full recording I did of something. Of the Rift. I'm not sure. One of the things is I recorded. I think it was a Rift run, where I had to run around in circles every time he spawns, just until he disappears, since he disappears now every how many ever seconds. So I just had to, every time he spawns, I just had to run around him. I run around him in circles until he disappears, because that's the only way you can actually beat him so far, and that really just wastes your time instead of being fun. So that's the problem I had with him, because it was very easy to dodge him. I even made like a whole daily video where I showcased how easy it is to outrun him. You could juke him in the normal current version, so to speak, not the beta version. You can easily out-juke him. But here's an example of how you can fly with the right conditions. So, cooldown of my dash is low enough. I've got crosswind pushing me up. And I don't think I even had quick whip. Not quick whip, the double whip again yet. And I could easily hover. You'll see me later on just flying with a dash. You could fly across complete rooms if there's enough walls to whip on. So, but again, that's if you have the exact mechanics and everything falling in place. Now let's go to the crux of why I'm making this video. One of my favorite guys to watch, and one of the guys I talk about a lot in my videos, is Ken Flyer. He released a video about complaining about Abyss mode and how it's terrible and way too hard and whatever. There's some things I agree upon that definitely needs to work, but for the most part, I absolutely disagree. It is getting 1 curse per room, and he said at the end of it you had 13 curses, which is completely incorrect, because most of the time you get level ups to certain curses, so they just turn to level 2 instead of being a completely different curse. If you are really unlucky, then you get 13 curses, yes. And probably more on the higher difficulties. I take it there's going to be more levels. But the thing is, you have to be pretty unlucky with that. And even that, I'm not sure. I need to find out. I probably should go on the Discord, but I really dislike typing on Discord and trying to find out information on that, when sometimes it's just live stream and the devs or someone that knows might be there and just can comment it for me. But as far as I know, where was it? Let me just check. I think this is one of the examples where I literally just fly. You can see it's easy to go up with the crosswind. One of the problems that Ken Fire had was crosswind, and he is so crosswind. I don't even notice crosswind. I'm such an erratic player. My base movement is worse than the wind can ever be with crosswinds. So I've got no idea what he's talking about. Maybe because he's such a precision player that it bothers him, but to me, I don't even notice it. Honestly, I would turn crosswind on permanently if it was possible. So it's just a fun little mechanic to add. Like, I would make a whole floor, maybe have it not in the caverns, but a different. If there was another floor, maybe make icewind, or not icewind, crosswind there, and maybe make a whole floor with icy floor also and crosswind. There's another. If you want to make an ice section for an expansion or Phantom Abyss 2, yes, please. There's some ideas for you, but I really enjoy crosswind. I really enjoy RNG in overall. So having random curses hit me every freaking floor forces me to play with curses that I would never ever play. Because one of the things he complained about, he wants something like a sandbox mode. Now, I already mentioned that earlier in one of my videos. I don't know how many people watched it, so But the thing that I want in a type of sandbox mode is you should be able to kind of create your own dungeon that you can have the seed for and post save maybe to your other. For instance, if you're a streamer and you have viewers that watch you, you should be able to create a dungeon for, say, the day, get the seed and post it somewhere, and you can have all your viewers or whatever, friends, whatever, challenge that daily and see if they do better than you. But you should be able to craft what type of floors they are. So say 3 Infernos or 2 Infernos, 1 Rift, something like around that lines. The reason I wanted that is when you're a beginner, that's the reason also I like daily, is you sometimes when you're a beginner, let me start from the start again. When I bought this game on launch day, you only had classic mode, which I don't think it was even called classic mode then. But you only had that, and every single dungeon being different was great. But after, I think a week, I got a little bit tired of it because I wasn't getting any better. Some rooms you see once every, 10 temples? So you can never learn really how to do certain tricks, how to get past certain rooms, especially in the Rift now. There's not a lot of rooms yet in the Rift, but sometimes you encounter a room that you have absolutely no idea where to go. That's part of discovering it when it's new, which is fun. But when you're trying to be good, you want to practice it. And in daily mode, you can practice the same dungeon over and over again. So if you have a certain part that always screws with you, and it's suddenly in a daily, then you'll see me grinding that daily over and over again till I learn that. That's how I got better. If you go back and watch my videos, I think the first video that I actually did about this was in February sometime, 27th or something. I did a let's give it a go about it, which is my basically let's look at type of video. If you look at that, or my first daily overall, I did review my own first daily again on what is it? My 100th daily episode live stream that I had a couple of weeks ago. Even when I go back in that, you see my skill improved so much. I had so much support from certain big ones, big YouTubers and stuff like Holodecker gave me some advice. Ken has given me a lot of advice. We got Blaine also. You see him improving a lot, but he's not away now, so he's not playing at the moment. Eagly also, I got a lot of tips from watching his streams, and you'll see my ranking went up a lot in this time. My skill also. I was a hopeless wreck in the start. I'm gonna see if that room is gonna appear now. That room you have to fall down with a little pillar crashed on the floor, but you have to roll at the bottom. I died so many times there with a lightning whip. That room was like the bane of my existence for the longest time. But having that in a daily, you can practice it so many times that you get the timing perfectly right. I still sometimes take full damage there. Shit happens. So. But that's the thing that I like about daily. So that's why I wanted a sandbox mode to get back to the story. Where you can craft a certain thing, maybe practice your dungeon, maybe make it a practice mode then. That is what I believe that Ken Fly wanted. He wanted to add the curses as much as he wants to a random dungeon that he wants. Which is fine, but I don't think you should do that in a burst mode. A burst mode is basically your roguelite version of the game. And I call it roguelite. It was roguelike, the game, but now since there's meta progression, it's a roguelite. And that is your roguelite version. It's random, it's deadly, it's supposed to punish you, and it's supposed to be difficult. You're supposed to die and improve your skill. Get used to certain curses, as I said, that you would never use. Because if I can have to create my own dungeons every single, or my own temple every single time, I would never use some of these things. Icy feet, I get this every time as soon as I enter the Rift now. And I've beaten this master mode so many freaking times. But I get icy feet every single time, and I freaking hate it, man. Even in the base game, I hate icy feet. I never play with the ice whip. It's one of the worst things. Now there's a lot more difficult curses you can suddenly get. I I think, I'm not sure if it was in this video. I think it's in this recording where I got on the last floor. You have to complete it in 3 minutes. You have to complete the final floor in 3 minutes. Oh yes, that's very nice, you know. Completing a rift level in 3 minutes. No, and in the final one, we have to open 2 brazier doors. No thank you, that didn't work out for me. So, that's also the luck of the draw. You can completely get screwed if you get the wrong curse. But that's the fun of it. If you get screwed in one run, just do another run. It's not that long. That's why you shorten the length overall of... see, there I got the first time limit. And on the second one, I got the upgraded version. I leveled it up. Which was the worst news that I had to receive. But now, since we're talking about the Rift, I got a... I don't know if it's a bug or a visual bug or something, but look at my Rift now. Which is coincidental that I actually got it on the run that I wanted to record. What is this? Is this what's supposed to happen? I don't think this is what the Rift is supposed to look like. I got like a negative Rift. I mean, it looks ominous and it looks freaking amazing. But I don't think that's what that's intended, is it? But I really enjoy this. It did make my game lag a lot more. The performance of this Rift was way worse than the normal Rift for some reason. I've got no idea why. Let me just quickly see where I suck. See, I just dash everywhere now since I had Crosswind. As I said, Crosswind with dash and wings pretty much makes it impossible not to fly over everything. You have wings, Crosswind, and quick dash cooldown, you can basically fly. And I'm not complaining. As I said, there's just a lot of things you have to get. Some things I've also noticed, that might be also why Ken is complaining about it, is in the meta progression tree, there's the thing where you can upgrade the levels of powers and the level of curses, if that appearing, or what do they call it, challenges. Now, they say, I think in the description, that it only affects not Abyss mode, what's the other mode? Adventure mode. But as far as I noticed, it also only affects, it also affects this mode. Because I still haven't gotten max level. I refuse to take it to max level. For a reason I'll explain a little bit. But some of the most difficult curses still hasn't appeared in this mode. See, there I got the upgraded. So again, proving that some skills level up instead of getting a brand new curse. But some of the most difficult curses I haven't gotten yet, which is good. Meaning that the more difficult challenges only appears because someone unlocked them in that tree. I also don't get them more powers. And the reason, as I said earlier, the reason for that is when I enter this mode, there's one of the curses that I do not like very much. The double, what is it curse? Double Guardian curse? Or the Guardians instantly kill you curse challenge. They suck. I mean, they're unfair, but not the worst. But the reason why I don't upgrade my powers then, so I don't get all the powers in the shrine, is that limits the pool of powers that can appear at by shrine at the end of the room. Meaning I have a much higher chance to get the No Guardian's Blessing, which removes them and all the curses associated with them completely from my worrying mind. So, so that's another thing that I like. That's another reason, as I said, why I don't mind getting all the curses or getting a curse every single floor. That's absolutely fine with me. I find it a lot of fun most of my time. Even in the base game, I still play classic mode more. I hate adventure mode in classic game. Adventure mode is just a waste of time for me. And I mostly play classic mode and I play daily every day. So that's just how it is. I do lose my mind at daily a lot of time. And I feel with the new challenges added, I'm going to lose my mind a lot more. If you watch any of my videos, I do. Most of my gameplay gets influenced by how my mood is going. And if I keep losing, my mood goes down very quickly. And then I play a lot worse. So I rage without going wild. See, I would have been killed right there by that eyeballs laser if I had that curse. But so far I've been lucky. I've gotten no guardian like at least 50% of my runs. Which is pretty good. Getting that one where that makes shrines 100% more expensive does suck a little bit, but again, it's fair, all's fair in love and war. Now, the only suggestion that I might have to maybe alleviate it for someone like Ken that does not like the random curses, I still would not suggest making one curse per floor. That's way too easy. Maybe make it in the first mode if you want to make it easier. I have that, but I enjoy it like it is. But maybe give a person a choice between two curses or two challenges so that you don't get overwhelmed by a certain random crap. It doesn't completely ruin a run without a little bit of your influence in it. So I have it be random, two random curses, and you pick one of the two. That would be pretty good. Like the same as the buy shrine. Instead of being the buy shrine, then the shrine at the end of the room, there's the curse. You pick your curse. So that is the one suggestion to maybe combat that problem. But as I said, in my eyes, there's no problem. So I currently like that. But I also, it would be a little bit more fair to choose your curse, so to speak. But that's it, I think. My 2 cents for Abyss mode. As I said, well, not entirely. Ken also mentioned in his video about the relic unlocking. You see me dying there because of the timeout. I didn't realize it. I was first like, what the heck just happened? That was crazy. So, the relics in in Abyss mode. You need to collect 4 of the same relic, I think, or 4 different relics. I'm not sure. And you cannot collect it from different floors. But I've beaten it more than 5 times now, and I've still do not have a single count there. So is that something that's not available in the beta yet? You cannot unlock anything past master mode? Because I've got no idea. Or is there you just need to collect that silver relic, because that absolutely sucks. That's you're not gonna get that very often, so. But you're gonna see me now. I switched over to the Vine Whips unlocking level. And then this guy spawns. Old Mask Defiler. Now, I have a history with him. He's been terrible in the game for a long time for me. This is the one where he spawns 8 balls, which is fine. But since when does he split into 4 versions of himself? That is absolute dog crap. And there's also no cooldown in between the balls if he spawns a single one and shoots all 8 at the same time. You'll see the reason why I say the 4 spawning is dog crap in a little bit. Also, in my video that's still going to come out, where I actually unlocked it for the first time, they spawn in that little alley and block the boulders. And the boulders are just stuck there permanently, so I cannot... I basically get soft locked. I think it happened twice, and it happened here where they blocked 3 of the boulders in this section, which is absolutely horrendous. As you can see now, they just shoot through everything. There's one video also that I had where the Martifiler shot his 8 balls straight through a wall, which makes no sense. So, Martifiler, definitely the worst of the worst so far. I feel this was supposed to be a pretty easy unlock, in my opinion, and this was by far the hardest unlock I've done so far. Now, given I haven't unlocked all the Rift ones yet, but just having this Masterfiler piece of crap split into 4 and having to struggle with everything, trying to dodge everything while not having wings or anything, and then going blind every freaking second, it ruined my whole experience for this. You'll see when the video comes out. I don't think I had the blindness on this run when I unlocked it. I just had the base one. But I get cornered in every single second. There's minutes that I stood still because there's boulders in my way. After a while, the boulders do despawn, but it takes quite a while. And sometimes in one of the addies, there was 3 boulders waiting in a line, blocked by these guys, and they keep spawning because there's no cooldown for some reason on these guys spawning. Unlike the other guys, where they at least have some cooldown. This guy disappears. He stays way too long in the first place. I've had, as I said, issues for a long time with this guy. He spawns way too often, shoots way too often, and now there's 4 of them. So he's a complete nightmare. With that curse, where you take damage, if you take damage from, what is it, a guardian, that it would instantly kill you, it's lethal. You're obviously going to die if you spawn 3 or 4 of them. They're gonna surround you. You're not going to be able to move through them. So the one problem I always had with them is the fog despawning. You don't see the pink fog anymore, but as soon as you walk through it, it's still there and you take damage. That's absolute BS and shouldn't be like that. It should actually be the opposite. You should stop taking damage a little bit before they start. As soon as you see them dissipate, you should have stopped taking damage already. The damage frame should be over. But you see me quickly dodging this. That was some smooth move there by me. But again, I'm gonna get cornered somewhere here. Right here. I'm completely stuck here, and I think I'm probably gonna die right here, if I remember correctly. These guys do not move. They just spawn camp me because there's no cooldown on them. They should spawn less often or a shorter time than it takes for the fog to dissipate. The fog should dissipate way before they spawn again. Otherwise, then they might the 4 might be a viable thing. But so far, as you see, the fog just keeps piling on, I eventually just gave up and ran. And I did get through it. Somehow, I think I'm going to get cornered somewhere again. And I just recorded this like a couple of minutes ago. I'm kind of covert recording this voiceover now for this. Because my roommate is still here. It's Sunday. I don't usually record on Sundays, but I made a point to do it before the beta is over, so that everyone can still see. And I also did not respond to Ken flyers on his on his video yet, so now I can just see my vocal comments on it. Why I think, why I like everything as it is. So I actually made it to the next floor. Nice. The one thing that I get screwed over a lot with is the curse that when you buy a blessing you lose health. I keep forgetting that I have that, man, and I'm a shopping guy, man. I love buying more blessings, and then when I see it I lose 4 health because I've bought 8 more blessings. I keep forgetting that. That's just a me problem. There's a lot of little problems that I have with the game, but that's a me problem. Again, the dash learning thing, since it's muscle memory, that's a me problem, and I think a lot of other people's problem also. But that's something you can live with eventually. Again, look at the crosswind. They're helping me perfectly glide over that. I still think, as I said, not only should crosswind not be removed, it should be a permanent thing. So, Ken is gonna come kill me if I say that. Oh, look at this. Look at that. How am I supposed to do anything there? And I'm dead. He just spawned right on top of me while I was blocked on the one side and vomited all 8 balls in one shot. No cooldown. And I'm dead. But yeah, I think that's the gist of my the problems that I had with the game. And the good things that I had. As I said, so far this beta has been amazing, and I honestly do not wish it wouldn't end. I'm enjoying this way too freaking much, man. Doing my dailies, I still haven't recorded today's daily, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna have time. I'm gonna have to rush it now after this video, and then edit this also somehow quickly enough. Get it uploaded, and hopefully that will be before, in time before the beta end. I'm not sure what time the beta ends. But just get everything pumped out. I unlocked most of the whips. I didn't get all the rift ones, but I doubt I'm gonna be able to go back to normal. What is it? Phantom Abyss. the non 1.0 beta version. Purely because I started enjoying the challenge, man, and going back to a lightning whip that kills you in one shot if you not only land take fall damage, but also take crushing damage. That was one of the worst things, and you'll see most of my videos, most of my death is probably because of that. Just being reckless. I'm a reckless player, and again, that's why crosswind just completely works with me. I had in the vine whip thing. Unfortunately, I captured the game and not the window. I had a lot of errors that had something in the message about the vine whip. So I'm not sure what that's about. It says something could not find it, and it's like 6 errors in a row coming up, and then I have to spam space to go by it, and then suddenly it starts loading. I've got no idea what that's about. Might hopefully someone in Discord or someplace reported that as a bug also. Other bugs that I've encountered, as I said, the biggest one that I've encountered, the other ones will be in my videos later, the smaller ones. But the biggest one that I've encountered is the mask being able to block boulders, especially when there's 4 of them. When there's one and he blocks one boulder, boo-hoo, he's going to disappear. But when there's 4 of them and they keep spawning as 4 of them, that's going to be troublesome. And it's probably going to be a problem also when you have the challenge where there's 2 guardians, double guardians. Now, something that I've wondered also, if you have the challenge with double guardians and you have Mask Defiler level 3, if that is his thing where he splits up. If you have that and say the guy that chased you, I'm pretty sure that would make the whole temple impossible to beat. Pretty much impossible unless you are a freaking god. And a god, I am not. You can see my gameplay as I said, over the past couple of months, I have improved a lot, but I still play reckless. Ken tried to advise me to play a little bit calmer. But since I'm mostly a daily player, I like to go either full score, which you'll see in all my runs here also. I go for all the money. Or I like to go full speed. There's no in-between for me. Sometimes I go a little bit less, especially in classic mode. I don't care about score in the normal classic mode, I mean. I don't care about score that much. I do like speed a little bit more. But I do collect some coins so I can get at least, say, 2 blessings. And then I will just pace myself. Where normally, as I said, I'll focus on one. If I go full score, I don't mind going slow. If I go, you'll see all my times on daily also. If I go full score and I appear in the top 3, my time will usually be not even in the top 10. So, and when I go full speed, say also the top 3 in time in the daily, then my score would be nowhere in sight. So that's why usually when I do a daily, I try to beat both, appear maybe in the top 10 on both, and that's good enough for me. Sometimes I get frustrated, just completing the daily would be fun. That's what happened with that first daily on the beta, the freaking double inferno one with a forced dash and the essence is not dropping. What is it? The Phantom's not dropping essence. That really screwed me over, man. And another thing that changed, which I haven't even mentioned, is the essences, man. The essences don't give you health ups anymore. They instantly heal your quarter heart. Now, that's a change I don't actually mind. I kind of like it. I mean, sometimes it was nice to have that, especially in the daily, that bank where you suddenly get a full new heart plus a heal of a full heart. Suddenly 2 extra health. That's amazing, man. That's an amazing feel. Especially when you're running at the end of the temple and you're barely dead and suddenly you get that and boom, suddenly you're back in the game. And now when you pick up an essence, it's only a quarter heart. So you only get a quarter heart back. And you need 4 essences just to heal a single heart. That sometimes feels shitty. But sometimes that quarter heart can help you, and there's not a lot of players in the beta yet, so there wasn't a lot of essences available, and one of the things being that essences don't drop kind of sucks, but whatever. So sorry. So my problem with that is there's no problem. I kind of enjoyed it. It's a little bit tedious sometimes, but I don't mind it. animations, the faster animations of the whips. I've complained about it so many times. One of the things I also complained about in the base game is that I feel that this character is just stupid not being able to whip more than once by default, like swinging around like Spider-Man. But that's that. I think that's the gist of it. Anyway, thank you much for all your input, and hopefully this helped some people. And now, Ken, you know my explanation. Thank you. Goodbye.